Brother, welcome. How do we say welcome in Portuguese?
Ah, bem-vindo, bem-vindo, Thiago.
Bem-vindo. Look at that. Maybe next time we speak in Portuguese only. I'll only need 2 weeks.
Yeah, or a kind of Spanish I understand too.
Dude, that's not much better. I can barely speak English, never mind anything else. But that that coaching life, man, that we alluded to, it's a double-edged sword, right? Like we get to help people for a living. We get to rock up in shorts and a t-shirt and teach this adult PE, this fitness thing. Um, but also it gets a little tiring, right?
Yeah, always tired.
Do you own the gym?
Yeah, uh, um, I have been taking classes for 16 years
Mm.
ago, and I opened my gym of 6 a.m. and close and 10 p.m. always. Yeah,
My question is
because it's
why?
a yeah, maybe because I love it. There's the
Yeah.
first thing I love it to take classes and have a maybe be a teacher. In Brazil, we call of teacher, not coach,
Mm.
because coaching maybe it's not an offensive expression, but teacher is related by something teach. Yeah, teach. And coaching make is it's more aggressive. Like if, hey dude, make this and this, and teach no, it's more comfortable, calm, emotional, and different. Yeah, and I love it, this kind of this.
He said 16 years you've been doing it.
Yeah, because now I'm 37 years old, maybe more than half an a year that my age.
Brother, what made you addicted to this coaching, teaching, passing on knowledge to help benefit others? What made you addicted to that?
Maybe it's how can I say, maybe a passion or
Mm.
a gift of the God bless, God bless, maybe, because
Mm.
I think I'm living for this, maybe it's a passion.
What's the best thing about it?
And be a teacher.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the like when some student or athlete make one PR or a new movement, and thanks a lot of all the times.
It's like they break down that mental barrier, right? Like um
Yeah,
they have finally overstood that line, overstepped that line in the sand, and they realize, oh, in fact, that was just all in my head. I can actually do it. And with a little bit of guidance, a little bit of teaching, a little bit of a facilitating of an environment, they're able to overcome these things. And then the next thing you know, they go outside of the gym and they overcome everything else that life has to offer, or at least most of it. And it's definitely a privilege to be able to witness day in and day out, right? But it is a slow grind.
yeah. Maybe the second thing that I have a lot of work, maybe it's the money. The money, it's in Brazil, it's good for we have a CrossFit coaching,
Mm.
and it's okay, because if we only be a teacher, we don't have the opportunity to make much money. But when you have your own CrossFit gym, it's different.
Mm.
You understand?
Yeah, I mean, owning your own thing is always going to be a little bit better than working for someone else, like the paycheck at the end of the month. Like, especially if you're the number one teacher and facilitator as well, like you get to reap that benefit, right? We all reap the crops of the
Yeah,
seeds we sow. So I understand.
yeah, yeah. In my gym, the name is CrossFit Dadiva. It's a familiar CrossFit gym. So me and my sister and my mom and my wife work together.
Oh wow, what's that dynamic like?
Yeah, it's awesome. Maybe it's some trouble sometimes, but it's okay.
That's a
It's
nervous
family.
laugh, brother.
It's all about family.
Yeah, that's a nervous laugh. Like a lot of the time, or most of the time, it goes great, right? And then you you get that sometime with sick of the sight of each other, and family gets a little too close, and yeah, I understand that all too well. What's CrossFit like in Brazil? What's the health and
So,
fitness like in Brazil? Is do people give a shit about it?
sorry, repeat that. I don't understand. Maybe the internet.
That's okay. What is CrossFit like in Brazil? Do people care?
You Yeah, yeah, but in Brazil, it's popular. It's popular, but expensive. So it's not for anyone.
Yeah.
Financial saying. But now I think this many of people that start in CrossFit it's uh, initial class, the first class. So we have much to explore in Brazil.
How do we
It's
tackle
not
that?
advanced the people, and I don't understand and tackle.
Yeah, how do I put this? How do we get around the expense barrier? You said it was the barrier to entry financially is too much for
Yeah,
some
yeah,
folk, right? Like it's expensive. Like it is everywhere.
yeah.
CrossFit is an expensive thing. How do we tackle that and get everybody interested in health and fitness?
Maybe maybe it's comparing about the global gyms because global gyms are very less price.
Hmm.
So in Brazil, maybe 10% have constantly activity in a gym, for example. So it's not so popular if the people practicing exercising in a gym, especially in a CrossFit. And when you uh, stop to think about the price, expensive for is it's expensive for all.
Did you
Maybe
say
it's not a value, have some value about.
did you say 10% of people have a gym membership?
I don't know. Maybe no, no.
It's crazy, right? Like, we
Yeah,
we try and widespread this thing, whether you go to a global gym, a CrossFit gym, yoga, play football, it doesn't matter. Let's move around. Let's try and eat a little better so we can live a little longer and we can live happier, healthier lives while we are here, right? But we're always fighting against that inequality, poverty, malnutrition, and also a mindset as well as
yeah.
the when you're at the bottom, you don't know where the next meal comes from. You will take anything, and that needs to come first. So it's like maybe that needs to come first. Maybe we need to. Now we're talking politics, and this is where my blonde brain gets a little fucking.
Yeah, yeah.
It gets a little squiffed. I'm like, wait, hold on a minute. It's not an air squat or a barbell anymore. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Well, it's like if we're able to draw a line and be like, okay, well, everyone has a living wage, or at least everyone can survive pretty well, then we can start to think about the next day rather than the day that we're in. And okay, maybe we need to move, and then we can start looking at all these free programs or a subsidized program, or this is where my brain goes. How do we help more people?
Yeah, it's sure. I agree about that because maybe they prefer pay a lot of money in fast food,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
example,
yeah,
that uh, pay for a pay of a experiencing excellent experience of class, because it's about this experience.
yeah,
It's not the price of money that you can touch.
yeah. If you give somebody a world-class experience, they will try and pay you more.
Yeah,
They
start with one day and maybe all days in the week.
Yeah, you will not be able to charge them enough. You'll think, okay, that's enough. Like, I'll charge them whatever it is. And if you truly give them a world-class experience every single time they step foot through the gym, they make their friends, the community, they've changed their mindset because they're rubbing shoulders with other people. They're now caring about how they're looking after themselves. They're better people outside of the gym than when they walked in. It's like they will look at you and be like, dude, I wish I could pay you more. And that's what you want from the members, right?
Yeah,
But it goes back to the experience, the
yeah, of
service.
course. Yeah. It's like a service, not a product.
I love you for saying that, man. Service, not a product.
Yeah,
100%.
it's crazy, but it's true.
Yeah, it's we got into this training thing, this teaching thing, this coaching thing, right? And it's difficult because then you have to learn business, you have to learn how to operations and how to fucking make this, and then you got to get enough money coming in and rent going out, and it gets a little confusing. But if you really get down to it, or oh, excuse me, if you really get down to it, if you do a really good job at the baseline,
Yeah,
you're gonna be like more than halfway there.
yeah, because it's similar that the Jason of the best hour of the day says.
Yeah.
Uh, the basic is all.
Yeah. 100%.
Back to the basic always.
Let's worry about the bottom 90% before we worry about the top 10.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you got to build the foundation first.
Maybe other thing that people don't be respectable for CrossFit gym or gym is kind of uh, acknowledgement that the, the professional about the coaching and kind of that don't like or don't how can I say uh, don't like to pay or don't want to study. Maybe the graduation on the university is okay for them.
Mm.
And of course, I took the level 3 now 2 weeks ago, and it's 1% of the worldwide have this certification. In Brazil, in my city, maybe two professional. It's
Wow.
crazy. Only two in São Paulo. It's kind of a big city in Brazil.
Yeah, it's wild that continue education, and I feel like it's because it's something that you pass having intentionally tried to learn something every day for a significant amount of time, rather than I'm going to cram as much knowledge in my head as I can and pass a test in 3 months. It's no. You need to learn it. then apply it, then relearn it, then reapply it, then try again, then break it down, and then keep going over years. And I find that only after years of
Yeah,
on the floor
maybe
trying to
a lifetime,
a
in
lifetime, yeah,
lifetime.
yeah, you
Maybe
there,
this is
brother?
I don't know in your city or in your country, but in Brazil, it's a big problem. This the level of study the professionals,
Why do you think
and
that is?
maybe because the university is okay for that, maybe, and for me it's not okay. It's all about continuing education, practicing, training. In Brazil, all of, no, not all, but much of, don't have a session to training or training with other coaches, and it's not okay.
That's not just Brazil, brother. That's a lot of places too. I
Yeah,
we've all heard
and
the
and
expression, a rising tide lifts all
and,
ships, right? And we have to keep ourselves and other coaches around us accountable, and they have to keep us accountable. Of like, no, we all
yeah,
need to keep learning. We need to keep building this thing so we can keep helping people and we can keep growing. And financially, yeah, we make more cash too, which is always a nice thing.
yeah. The knowledge is not so much. Always you have to learn something, a new
Yeah.
movement, a new skill to teach something, a kid or a old people, whatever.
Mm. So what's next for you?
The level four, certainly. The level four is in my head now, in the next 3 years.
That's only in the States,
Maybe
right?
it's the yeah, maybe I want to be the first in Brazil to have this certification.
Fuck
I
yeah,
don't
mate.
know, but I need to study more English because now the certification is in English.
Yeah, that must be difficult, man. Like getting assessed and tested in a non-native language. Like
Yeah,
that's difficult. That
yeah,
doesn't show your communication skills in your native tongue, like but then I don't know how you would tackle that. Would you get a Portuguese speaking to then assess? I don't know. I'd love to see it go down the line of like, okay, well, German would be in German, France would be in French, Brazilian would be in Portuguese, yeah. And
yeah,
assess it in the native tongue because you're more fluent, it's more expressive. We know a wider base of vocabulary. Like I think that's if coaching being very much based upon communication, then you need to be able to be assessed in your native tongue, right?
yeah. But I think this is CrossFit. We need to walk around our discomfort zone. I don't know the expression for this.
Yeah, understood. Get out your comfort zone.
Yeah, yeah, comfort zone. Yeah, because this is CrossFit. For example, uh, until we start this podcast, I'm very afraid because I need to speak English all the time. But it's okay. It's a challenge for me, and it's a part of my life, my study, my improvement of vocabulary
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and CrossFit. Yeah, it's fine. It's part of.
yeah, yeah. I think that's where native English speaking folk, I think that's where we trip up. I think a lot of us fall back on, oh, it's fine. I know English. I don't need to know anything else. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Like try a different language, and then now try and coach in it. Like it's completely different. Like I had a little bit of experience coaching in sign language, so no non-verbal, just with verbal hand gestures as obviously communication. And it's wild, man. You're like, oh, I am now forced to use a different style of cue for something that I always use a verbal cue, or I always use this cue and it works 90% of the time. It's like, oh no, I'm out of my comfort zone. I am forced to adapt as a coach.
Yeah,
I'm forced to learn. And I think we need to do it with languages too, man. I'd love to. Let's do it. Let's do it in Portuguese.
yeah, because in Brazil we use the name of exercise in English, but our class in Portuguese, so it's totally different.
How
The
similar
nature,
is Portuguese and Spanish?
ah, it's more or less because it's similar, but kind of words are different, or the or meaning are different.
Hmm.
But it's similar, and all not all, but some Brazilians understand the Spanish without study because it's very
Okay.
similar. The English is for us. It's common because all things in Brazil or it's in English.
Hmm.
CrossFit gyms in all schools. For example, my kids have English school classes in the normal grade of class in the school.
Yeah. It's similar back home. We're kind of forced to learn a different language, but we do it pretty poorly
Yeah,
in the UK. That's
yeah.
for damn sure. Mate, I'd love
But
to I'd love to try it. I'd love to try and coach in Portuguese, or at least probably do it mute. So no words, and just point and be like, okay, this is what we're gonna do now. And we're gonna have to figure this out.
yeah, it's interesting. It's a challenging.
Yeah, but it becomes a universal language, right? Like and CrossFit is done a really good example of that, because it's defined. There's set parameters of, hey, this
Yeah.
is our POP, point of performance with such and such, a barbell, a kettlebell, a rowing machine, or whatever, and we strip it down, right? And you're like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm the information I'm trying to relay. And this is the outcome, or at least this is the area of progress I want to go towards. And it means that if we get a drop in, for example, in our gym, and they speak Swahili and only Swahili, but they've done CrossFit before, we can be like, okay, cool. We're going to communicate to each other in a language that we're not going to understand, but we have to then understand the energy around us and be able to like move and show and demonstrate. And I think it's so poetic, because we're able to create the
Yeah.
same outcome without fucking
Mhm.
talking.
Yeah, you don't need to understand the language, but it's universal. The exercise, the movement,
It's universal.
it's like a mimicking.
It's universal, 100%. Yeah, that's it. Copying, right?
Yeah.
Brother, I got three questions.
Okay.
What's the greatest piece of life advice you've ever received?
I understand. Sorry, the internet.
That's all right, man. What's the greatest piece of life advice you've ever received?
Mm. Can you explain this question for other way? But
Yeah, of course,
but
man.
I understand.
What's your best advice in life?
Uh-huh. In life or in exercise?
Life.
Life. Uh, keep fighting the good fighting.
Hmm. Why?
Because all of our life is a fighting of something, and
Yeah.
the good fighting is the idea of mm, be a good person, be a good teacher or father, or something like that. And this make the world better.
Hmm. Keep fighting a good fight.
Yeah.
What's the worst?
The worst. Maybe don't don't study something like that. Don't be a people that person that don't give a uh, I forgot the word to explain this, but to improve your knowledge,
Mm.
because the knowledge, I think it's all we have. Nobody can take of us.
For sure, man. And we have to pursue progress rather than allow stagnation to grab a hold of
Yeah,
us and hold us down. It's like, no. We're supposed to change. We're supposed to keep learning and developing.
yeah,
And maybe it takes us round in circles. Maybe we were always in the right spot, but at least we will consolidate that knowledge. But maybe it takes us on a wild journey, man.
yeah, for sure.
If you could tell your younger self 3 words, what would they be?
3 words.
Yes, sir.
It's difficult, huh? uh, I don't know. Maybe four, like the first thing, keep fighting the good fighting. Maybe it is.
Mm, mm.
I
Brother,
think this is wrap up all my ways of thinking or life. Maybe.
I like that a lot, man. Brother, thank you so much. I'm going to need to come to Sao Paulo now.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It will be a
100%.
pleasure.
Put me
Yeah,
in. Mate,
yeah.
I'll have to let you know
Make
if I make it to South America. Like I said, I've never been. I would love to. Put me in, coach. I'm
yeah.
in.
Give me a shot and message, and you change this. Maybe I'll work out together. What else?
1000%. It's it. I promise I'll
Maybe
learn a little
so.
bit of Portuguese before I arrive.
It's easy. We help you
Oh,
for
thank you,
sure.
brother. Just point. Come on, Englishman, do this. You'd be like, okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. We draw in our uh, TV or smartphone to understand. Maybe
Perfect.
the Google Translator.
Google
It's
Translate.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The savior of my life. Brother, thank you so much. And we'll speak soon, man.
It's an honor for me. Thank you a lot of.
Thank you, brother. Chair's always here. Table's always here. You rock on up whenever you want. Speak soon.
Yeah, nice. Thank you.
Cheers, lad.
Thank you a lot.
Have a good day.
God bless you and your family too.
You too, my brother. Peace. Bye, everybody.